Hello students, welcome to practicals. There are two groups of practicals. One is lab A mechanics and another is lab B electricity and magnetism. From first group I am starting now one practical, that is EMI of disk, moment of inertia of disk. For this practical, aim is to determine moment of inertia of disk using auxiliary annular ring. For this, the required apparatus are disk, of which we have to be determined the moment of inertia. In order to hang or suspend this disk, we need suspension wire. It is shown here, this vertical. Then for mounting this, we need one stand, annular rings. For measuring the corresponding time period for different lengths of the suspension of wire, we need the stopwatch. Rub balance in order to check the weights of this disc and annular ring. And for having the observations, for recording the readings, we need the telescope. These are the required apparatus for this experiment as moment of inertia of disk. Now it is the experimental situation. It is the rigid support and it is wire of suspension. Its hook in the center of the disc, and it is the one heavy metal disc. This metal disc is of wrought iron. Now we have to calculate the moment of inertia of the disc I with this formula, IR upon TR square minus T square. To this ratio we have to multiply it by T square. Now the explanation or interpretation of this formula is like this. I is moment of inertia of disc, TR moment of inertia of the ring IR, T periodic time, and TR periodic time of the ring. Means then actually we have to perform the experiment. Before performing the experiment, we need number of observations. From that, the first observation is radius of disc is equal to circumference of disc upon 2 pi. Since this disc is a circular and we have to measure its radius, therefore we are using here the formula for circumference of a circle as 2 pi r upon 2 pi. Ultimately it comes to be r, and therefore radius of the disc is equal to this upon this is equal to r, 7.718 centimeter. Now how to measure the circumference of the disc? Here I am showing you. If you keep here the initial point of the thread, then that thread wound over the disc come to the initial point, and after that you make to straight that thread and on the scale, and with the help of that meter scale we have to measure here the circumference of the disc. Because it is heavy disc, big disc, so we cannot measure either with the help of vernier or ultimately the micrometer screw gauge, and therefore by this method we have to calculate the radius of the disc as equal to this divided by 2 pi is equal to this, and now it comes to be 7.7 centimeter. Second observation, mass of the disc equal to m is equal to 1600 gram. It is 1600 gram, 1600 gram. It is heavy. Then moment of, as you know, radius of the disc, mass of the disc, then we have to calculate the moment of the inertia of the disc theoretically by the formula mr square upon 2, and ultimately its unit is to be gram square centimeter. And therefore by substituting these values 1600 gram into this figure square divided by 2, it comes out to be 31670.78 gram square centimeter. Now mass of the ring, because we are determining here the moment of inertia of the disk using auxiliary annular ring, and therefore we have to measure its mass, that is mr equal to 103 gram. Now the difference between disk and the ring is always hollow, whereas disk is rigid, and therefore since the ring is hollow we have to measure its inner and outer both diameters, ultimately both radii, in order to calculate again the moment of inertia of the auxiliary annular ring theoretically, and therefore the outer radius of the ring is equal to this, inner radius is equal to this, and therefore mr equal to r1 square plus r2 square upon 2. Now it comes out to be equal to 5138 gram square centimeter. Now these are the required observations. While actually you are doing the experiment, we need all these observations before going to start the experiment. That is by taking the observations like with the help of thread, rub balance, we need these calculations. Now there are two observation tables for two lengths. Now one is for time period of 10 oscillations of disk without ring. Only here in the first observation table we have to measure the time period of 10 oscillations of disk. For that, the first column of the observation table is length of the wire of suspension in centimeter. Second column, time for 10 oscillations. At least we have to take here 3 trials for each length. Then ultimately we have to calculate here mean time t, that is addition of 3 divided by 3. And now for the calculation of time period we have to divide this mean t by number of oscillations, and therefore capital T is equal to t upon 10 second, and the last column is of t square, as we need it in the calculation. Now for first length is 70 centimeter of the suspension of wire. When we put up this length, that is we have to connect this disc to the rigid support up to the center of the disc. That length should be measured with the help of meter scale and keep it as 70. Now we have to measure the time period for 10 oscillations. As you are knowing the procedure for measuring the time period for particular number of oscillations, here the disc is heavy disc because it is having the mass greater than 1 kg, and that is why it is oscillating slowly. Now for 10 oscillations, the time period required time will be approximately 120 seconds in first trial, 122 third trial, 123 seconds in third trial, and the ultimate its mean is 120. That is equal to divided by 10. This figure will be come out here, and now we make it square. Now the same procedure is followed for next length, that is 80 centimeter. Again we have to measure this time period. Then it is 13 by 133, and it is divided by 10, 13.3, and its square comes out to be 176.89 seconds square. These are the two observations were recorded when only the disc is going under oscillations. Now the disc is heavy. The type of oscillations here is a torsional oscillations. Now the second observation table, that is the time period of 10 oscillations of disc with ring. Now in this experimental arrangement we have to add on this disc, we have to add that hollow ring, and that hollow ring is of particular mass, that is equal to 103 gram, and having these values of R1 and R2, as we are already calculating here the theoretical moment of inertia of this hollow ring also. Now we proceed further for the second observation table. The same lengths we have to measure. Now what is the difference between the first and second? Everything are same, but difference is there is slight increase in mass as the ring is added, and therefore ultimately the mass of the ring is added into that original mass of the disc, and therefore slightly it will take the more time in order to oscillate for 10 oscillations. Here also for each length we have to take 3 trials, take their mean, take their divide by 10 means time period by dividing number of oscillations, and take the respective time period square. Since we are adding here the ring, and that is why it is noted as TR square. In first observation table we are noted T square, in the second TR square, because first observation table is without ring and second was with ring. As we have calculated that these two time periods for two different lengths, we use the formula and we make two different calculations for two different lengths. Now for first length, moment of inertia I1 equal to IR upon TR square minus T square into mean T square. Now it is 5138, that is the moment of inertia of the ring as we are calculated in the observations. It is coming here TR square equal to 169 minus T square equal to, when there is no ring, it is this from first observation table. To this ratio we have to multiply it by this same value and it comes out to be 35937.88 gram square centimeter. Now we move towards the second calculation. Moment of inertia of the disc I2 for second length IR upon TR square minus T square into mean T square. Now as we know from the two observations, this is IR divided by this minus this divided by into this, and it comes out to be 329307 centimeter. And therefore the final results, when we have to calculate the moment of inertia of the disc, we take here the average of these two readings, because it is for length 70 centimeter, it is for length 80 centimeter, and then for average of it comes out to be 3443429 grams square centimeter. And therefore the final result of this experiment as moment of inertia disc for length 70 centimeter is equal to this, for length 80 centimeter is equal to this, 35,000 and 32,000 nearly, and the average moment of inertia of the disc is equal to I 34434.29 gram square centimeter. Whenever you have to perform any experiment, note down the any observations, any calculation that should be interpreted with the proper unit. Generally we are using here the CGS units, and here we have to manipulate our results with the CGS units. It is necessary because at the time of practicals some marks are reserved for writing your